So what I'm saying is when London starts to go up, I know that within 2 or 3 years, the Midlands is going to be rising, and so is the Southwest. But it's not going to rise the same year that London starts to rise. Equally, when it starts to fall in London, 2 or 3 years later, Area 4 will be falling. Area 2 might be 6 months or 12 months behind, or 18 months behind. So hopefully that makes sense so far. From there, it washes out even further. So we come up to the M62 corridor here, so Liverpool, Manchester, Leeds, across to Hull, okay? And the south of Wales, I haven't done a very good map of Wales here, but Cardiff, Swansea might start to rise. And then we'll end up in the northwest, the northeast, and kind of the north part of Wales rising later on. And Scotland, by the way, if you're up here in Scotland, you're going to be a 7. It's going to come up even later up here. What this means is that if I have, over time, if London doubles in value, let's say over a 10-year period, and by the way, over the last 90 years, property prices on average have doubled every 8 years. I showed you that graph a little bit earlier on. On average, they've doubled every 8 years. I prefer to be far more cautious than that and assume 15. But let's say London doubled over a 10-year period, it means that Birmingham or Nottingham or Derby will also double over a 10-year period, but they'll just start 3 years later. Newcastle might start 5 or 6 years later, but will still double over a 10-year period.